In a moment that sent shockwaves across the nation and beyond, former President Donald J. Trump was found guilty on multiple counts, marking a historic first in American history. The man who had presented himself as untouchable, Teflon-coated against any accusations, was now a convicted criminal. The verdict, delivered after weeks of intense courtroom drama, has thrown the 2024 presidential race wide open. While some see this as the inevitable downfall of a man long accused of skirting the law, others view it as a politically motivated witch hunt. The air was thick with anticipation as the jury foreman read out the verdict, each word a nail hammered into the coffin of Trump's carefully constructed image. The charges, stemming from, were serious and carried significant legal ramifications. For Trump, the conviction represents a staggering blow, potentially jeopardizing his freedom and irrevocably staining his legacy. His supporters, many of whom had bought into his narrative of a rigged system, were left reeling, struggling to reconcile their unwavering faith in the man with the gravity of the verdict. The trial itself was a spectacle, captivating the nation and dominating news cycles for weeks. Prosecutors meticulously laid out their case, presenting a mountain of evidence that they argued painted a clear picture of guilt. Witnesses, some former allies of the former president, delivered damning testimonies, chipping away at Trump's defense. The defense team in turn fought tooth and nail, employing aggressive tactics to discredit witnesses and poke holes in the prosecution's narrative. They argued that Trump was a victim of political persecution, a narrative that resonated with his loyal base. The courtroom became a battleground for the heart of American democracy, with each side accusing the other of undermining the very principles upon which the nation was founded. As the trial progressed, the tension was palpable, both inside the courtroom and across the nation, as Americans anxiously awaited the jury's decision. The verdict, when it finally came, was a bombshell, sending shockwaves through the legal and political establishments. The news of Trump's conviction sent shockwaves across the country, further deepening the existing political divide. On one side, there was a sense of relief, a vindication for those who had long viewed Trump as a threat to democracy. Celebrations erupted in cities across the country, with people taking to the streets to express their satisfaction with the verdict. For many, it was a sign that no one, not even a former president, was above the law. However, the reaction from Trump's loyal base was one of anger and disbelief. Accusations of a rigged system and a politically motivated witch hunt echoed across social media and conservative news outlets. Protests erupted in several cities, fueled by Trump's own rhetoric, who, in typical fashion, took to his social media platform to denounce the verdict and lash out at his perceived enemies. The nation, already deeply polarized, seemed to fracture further along the fault lines of political ideology. The conviction has undoubtedly shaken Trump's base, a group that has remained fiercely loyal throughout his tumultuous political career. While some may see this as a turning point, a moment where the spell of Trump's populist rhetoric is broken, it's too early to predict a mass exodus. Many of his supporters remain deeply entrenched in their beliefs, viewing the conviction as further evidence of a conspiracy against their chosen leader. They cling to his claims of a stolen election and a deep state conspiracy, their faith seemingly unshaken by the weight of the legal proceedings. However, cracks are beginning to show. The gravity of a criminal conviction, particularly one of this magnitude, is not lost on everyone. Some longtime supporters expressed disappointment and disillusionment, questioning whether their unwavering faith in Trump was misplaced. For the Republican Party, Trump's conviction presents a significant dilemma. The party has been deeply divided over Trump's legacy, with some eager to move on and others still clinging to his populist appeal. The conviction throws this internal struggle into sharp relief, forcing the GOP to confront difficult questions about its future direction. Some prominent Republicans have cautiously welcomed the verdict, seeing it as an opportunity to finally break free from Trump's grip and chart a new course for the party. They argue that clinging to a convicted criminal is not a viable long-term strategy and will only serve to further alienate moderate voters. However, others remain wary of alienating Trump's substantial base, particularly in the lead-up to the 2024 election. They fear that any move to distance the party from Trump could spark a backlash, leading to primary challenges and potentially jeopardizing their chances in the general election. The legal battle is far from over. Trump's legal team has vowed to appeal the verdict, setting the stage for a protracted legal battle that could drag on for years. The appeals process will likely involve complex legal arguments and could potentially reach the Supreme Court, further prolonging the uncertainty and keeping the nation on tenterhooks. Meanwhile, the political fallout from the conviction is only just beginning. The verdict is sure to be a major talking point in the 2024 presidential election, with both parties seeking to capitalize on the situation to their advantage. Democrats will likely paint the conviction as a victory for the rule of law and use it to energize their base. Republicans, on the other hand, will face the difficult task of navigating the post-Trump era, torn between appealing to his base and trying to broaden their appeal to moderate voters. The big question on everyone's mind is whether this conviction will spell the end of Trump's political career, or whether he can weather this storm and mount another bid for the White House. Legally, there is nothing preventing Trump from running for president again, even from prison. However, the political reality is far more complicated. The conviction will undoubtedly make it much more difficult for him to win back the White House. He will face numerous challenges, including fundraising, securing endorsements, and convincing voters to look past his criminal record. Moreover, the Republican Party may be less willing to rally behind him this time around, especially if they see him as a liability. Trump's conviction represents a defining moment in American history. It is a stark reminder that no one is above the law, not even a former president. The verdict has the potential to reshape the political landscape, impacting everything from the 2024 election to the future of the Republican Party. More broadly, it raises profound questions about the health of American democracy. The deep divisions exposed by the trial and the subsequent reactions highlight the fragility of the nation's political fabric. The coming months and years will be crucial in determining whether this moment will serve as a turning point towards healing and unity, or further push the nation down a path of division and discord. The world is watching.